You are now listening to the Asylum Wrestling Podcast.
And that's the bottom line.
I bombed him 3 times. It was awesome.
That was a great video.
Wow, what an intro. What an intro, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Ladies
do
and
the
gentlemen,
old Joe
we are live.
Biden.
We're live with the legend
Go ahead.
Sid himself.
Hey guys, how's
Thanks for
everybody doing
joining
tonight? Well, thank you for having me, and thanks to all the fans that are tuning in tonight, wherever you are.
We definitely appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and get our show started. We're going to bring in our first guest, Sid, and our first guest his name is Tyson, and he got this 8x10 for you to sign.
All right.
So we're going to go ahead and bring Tyson in, and I will drop out so you guys can have some time.
All right.
Hey Sid, how you doing?
Hey Tyson, how about you, buddy?
Not too bad. I got a different 8x10 before you sign it.
Okay.
The one that says the ruler of the world.
Okay, gotcha.
You have the title? Yeah.
Sure.
And if you could just put 2 Tyson and Psycho Sid, that'd be great. So how you doing, Sid?
Good. How about you, Tyson?
Not too bad. I was watching old videos today, and I remembered how much you're. Oh, that's amazing! Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I remembered how much your WWF entrance music used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Really?
Your theme music and the music from Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid.
Well, I've never heard that before, but that's a good comparison, I guess.
Yeah. I'm in New Brunswick, Canada.
Okay.
I think you used to play softball in Canada some, I think.
Not much. I played one time, but it was
Okay.
It was for a charity.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I just knew you had played softball quite a bit with. I think you played against Peter Smith. He's Brody Steele, I guess, was his wrestling name, but he used to play softball quite a bit too. I think he played against you a couple times. He said at one point.
Maybe so.
Yeah. He was. I think he was one of those guys that almost got signed with WCW with Leo Burke, and then it all came crashing down on them. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he lives up this way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, but he's doing good. He's running wrestling shows still, and they had their first one back just the other night. Actually, I drove down and checked it out, but yeah.
Well, good, man. It's always good to see someone going. It's always good to hear about a small town wrestling thing still going. I love going to those. Actually, there's one not far from here, and I go actually sitting just in the audience sometime. And I guess, seeing it from afar like that, some of these guys are old and terrible, but it's still a lot of fun to watch them.
Yeah, same here. I enjoy to watch them too and enjoy those shows. But
well, good deal.
Yeah, how's my wife would want me to ask because she's a big brother fan. How's Frank doing?
He got married today.
Oh, he did today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, you have to give him the congratulations from all of us and stuff.
Well, you just did.
I did. There we go. Yeah, awesome. All right, well, thanks very much, Sid. I'll let other people get in here and stuff because I know other people are waiting to talk to you. But thanks very much for doing this.
Well, Tyson, thank you. You're the first online virtual fan I've dealt with. So it was good to meet you, and thank you for hanging out and tuning in tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
All righty. Max, you'll be next, buddy. I'll get the 8x10 right this time, I promise.
All right.
Our next person, he got his name is Max. I'm gonna bring him in. He got your Winged Eagle 8x10. I'll show you which one. So that way we know it's this one.
All right.
And I will bring him in.
All right.
Haha.
Hey, Max.
How are you? Look,
Hey, I see that. That's cool.
You're my intercontinental champ right now.
Well, good deal.
You're one of my favorites, man. Thanks for doing this.
Well, thank you for being a part of it too. I was telling the guy right before you that this is a first for me. Here you go, right there. See that?
Awesome.
All right. But
Yeah.
no, it's strange. But I guess I'm trying to find the top to this pin. But I guess of all the things that we've been through, the changes we've had to make, that this isn't as strange as it would have been. I would have done it, say, 3-4 months ago. You know.
They've done a lot of these. It's been great. It's great to be able to meet you guys.
Well, it's a cool way to be able to, meet our fans and stay a part of things. But again, I just lost this ink pen.
Hey, congrats about your son. The last guy asked about him. I was going to ask too. I loved him on Big Brother. That was great. So hey, congrats about that.
No, thank you.
One question for you. Who is there anybody that you would say helped you out or kind of took you under their wing or gave you some good advice as you were kind of coming up in the sport?
Yeah, Max, there's one guy that's probably the most influenced. The reason I was probably the most successful was Eddie Gilbert. And he's the one that brought me into WCW in the first place. Is when I was just Sid Vicious. And he's the one that put me with Danny Spivey, who we became the Skyscrapers. And the whole idea behind that was, okay, Sid, one day you're going to be a singles wrestler, but we're going to put you with Danny, and he's going to teach you how to really get over it, how to, learn this business. So I had someone, again, Danny and Eddie orchestrated it, but then Eddie put me in the right place. Like if there was something, just a million things, I won't go into all of them, but if there was something I felt like I wanted to do, he usually come and say, Sid, you need to do this. And I was already thinking that, but I didn't want to step on any toes. So he was that person also would say, Sid, you need to do this. And he was sure that I got over. So it'd probably be Eddie Gilbert.
That's good. It's nice to know there's some good guys in the sport. There were some good people.
No. Well, he didn't just help me, Max. He helped all those guys that were coming in at that time. Even if he didn't help them, say, give them a break in their name and things like that. He gave them a big break, brought them into where they weren't making any money before they got there, put them on that big, strong TV, and that just catapulted everyone's career. Surely mine. Brought a lot of people that careers were over and gave them another shot in the arm. So he was responsible for a lot of cool stuff, not just me either. I mean, he wasn't responsible just for me. He was responsible for a lot of people getting a really good break in this business.
That's nice to hear. Well, thank you so much, man. Like I said, you were one of my favorites growing up. I loved watching you. You're such a badass no matter where you were. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you too, Max.
Thanks, Max. All right. So our next gentleman coming in, his name is Danny, and he got the same 8x10, the ruler of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I will bring him in. Hey, Danny.
Hey, how's it going, Sid?
Hey, Danny.
Yeah, if you can make that 8x10 to Danny, it'll be greatly appreciated.
All right.
While you're doing that, I do want to ask you a question. So, when you eliminated Hulk Hogan during the Royal Rumble, and the fans were cheering for you versus Hogan at the time, which he was a babyface, were you surprised about the crowd's reaction? And I heard stories that Hogan was upset. Oh, it looks awesome. Yeah, perfect. I heard Hogan was upset with the reaction of the crowd, but were you surprised with the crowd's reaction?
I'll be honest with you. I wasn't really at that point, especially Danny in the Northeast. In my days at WCW, I'd already been experiencing things like that where, and not just in the Northeast, but mostly in the Northeast where, fans I'd come out and be a baby face and they'd just boo them. So I wasn't surprised at it, but it did make me think about a couple things. one that maybe I was doing some of the right things to get over in this business, things like that. But definitely made me think about things.
Yeah. Because I heard that Hogan took it like the wrong way. I guess he was kind of upset with the reaction. I think at the time that he was expecting to get the cheers from the fans, and he didn't. So
Right.
I
Well,
heard it was,
unfortunately, that happens. And and I think it's hard for some people to understand that, but it happens to everyone. And in that time too, Danny, it was happening in the business. Hogan had a really long run, and it was, if you know the business, Danny, the runs are only so long, and so
yeah.
he knew that. It's probably it's hard for any of us to understand that, but that's part of the business.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I wanted to know. Well,
All right.
it was nice meeting you, and
You
I
too.
really appreciate it.
All right, Danny, you have a good evening.
Or you too.
Where are you from?
California.
Okay, Danny, good to see you.
All right. You
Thanks,
too.
Danny. All right. We have Tyler Weston coming in next. He had your same one. Seems to be the popular 8x10 ruler of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in, Tyler.
Hey,
What's going on, Sid?
hey, Tyler, how you doing, buddy?
How's it going, brother?
Pretty good. This is, of course, this is new to everyone, but for me especially, but it's weird that
when I first started doing these things, I was like, how do you do it? But this is my 9th one doing it with the Asylum has brought a lot of good stars. But I was going to ask you a quick question. Mainly what I was going to ask you was, who was your favorite person to work with? And this is kind of tied in as well. And who would you have wanted to work with? Awesome.
Honestly, I got a few favorites. I've told the same story many times. I'd say, workhorses, all of them, the people I've mentioned, people that work really hard to be like Shawn Michaels, Sting. The two big guys I liked working with the most were Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader. And that's not the only people, okay? That's just what I don't take all night. But those were
exactly.
the guys.
But this got a line, so.
This is something all those guys had in common. That they all worked their butts off every night. It doesn't matter how many people were out there, and what if it was a pay-per-view or just a regular show, blah blah blah. And I'll give you a real quick example. Sting, for instance, when I was first, days of Sid Vicious and Sting, we were doing those little towns in WCW. There was no one in those shows. And this was a finish that we did almost every night where I'd press him over my head from ring to the outside where he went through a table, and he would beat me by sunset flipping on the way back in. And he did that every night. And we talked about that a couple times in the last 2 years. And that's what I'm saying. Workhorses put it all that worked. The people bought it. He didn't care if there was 10 people or 10,000. Same with all the other three guys. Just work. And again, not that they're the only ones, but the four I would say off the top of my head.
Yeah, I would say I'm gonna get going now, but yeah, I would say like Mick Foley. There was a few. There's so many, but thank you for doing this, and I appreciate it. So and
right.
this is awesome.
No,
thank you.
You too, bud.
Thanks, Tyler. All right. So our next gentleman is Sean, and he got your 8x10 holding the link, the WCW Big Gold.
Okay.
I will bring Sean in now. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Pretty good, David. How's it going, Sid?
Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
I'm going to do a test run here to see if this is going to work or not.
For sure.
How you been doing, Sean?
Pretty good. Same as you, getting used to this whole virtual stuff. This is my first one too.
Well, I don't know well, shoot, man. Yeah, I don't even got it out with the other guy. It's weird. I've been doing yard work all day. Now I'm coming to do an autograph signing. where I'd be at a hotel hanging out and, all the regular stuff you would think,
Yeah.
Where you from, Sean?
Chicago.
Chicago. The one
Yep.
thing I would, when we first started talking about this, me and Rocky, when we heard other people talking about it, man, this is not going to, they said these pins. The cool thing about this is where, if you go to autograph signing, you talk to people and they go, hey, I drove from Chicago, say wherever I'm at. This way you don't have to drive anywhere. And, we really can't. I know we got people lined up tonight from England and overseas and stuff, which is pretty darn cool, Rocky, Sean, here we go. It just, this one particular picture, this is the only problem about this.
The marker? Or?
Yeah, it's what it is, it's the picture itself mostly. Sean, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
We'll wait while he gets his other pin. Thanks for joining us, Sean. We appreciate it.
No, thanks for doing these. These are us. I watched a few, but this is the first one that I'm actually participating in.
Yeah, it's really cool to have Sid here. These are people that we would have never thought or dreamed of when we started doing this. So sometimes those pins can be, those are those paint pins. You got to really, yeah. So he probably might have his own set that he gets comfortable with too. So maybe he'll grab that. So if you have any questions for him, feel free. Light side of wrestling certainly, but if you have anything for him, absolutely ask away.
Yeah, I was gonna tell him a little story.
Sure, he'll be right
I've been
back.
watching wrestling since I was like 7, so he was one of the first ones that I started watching. So that's why I'm here. I'm not big on this virtual stuff. It's weird for me, but for Sid, I had to do it.
You get used to it as it goes, as you go along, and get more comfortable as you come in. There are lots that just want their stuff signed too, so that's okay too.
Yeah.
But
for me, with meet and greets, is always the experience of meeting the wrestlers, talking with the wrestlers and stuff.
Yep.
So.
He's got a really nice chandelier. All right, I'll drop out. Sid's back.
Well, this is what we're stuck with. These markers aren't going to work on this surface, and I can't. I was going to tell David, I saw his face on there. Hold on a second. Maybe this is starting to come too.
I can still hear you whenever you talk, Sid. Issues with the pins?
Well, yeah, it's just, again, these old surfaces. I'm going to try with even this pink. It might come up on this a little bit. The grade wasn't coming up at all.
Hey, Sean, do you want to change over to the other 8x10 with the winged eagle by chance?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be easier to see.
Yeah, if that one's easier, yeah, we can do that one.
Yeah,
right,
change
David,
over to the winged eagle. That'll be good.
All right, David, get lost. Just kidding.
What I was telling him, I've been watching wrestling my whole life. The first wrestling event that I watched was the Great American Bash in 1999, and that I started that night a total Macho Man Randy Savage person. So by the end of the night, when you came out to help him and stuff, I became a Randy Savage and Sid. And then over the time when Savage kind of stepped away from WCW, I just watched. That's awesome. I was just watching WCW for Sid. So I tuned into WWE, came back when you were out for a little bit. You came back. I started watching WCW again. So just I really appreciate the things that you guys do and you spending the time here, getting to talk to some of the fans. So really appreciate that, Sid.
Well, I appreciate you too, Sean. I appreciate all you guys who are coming on, and appreciate you as a fan. If you're tuning into me or if you're tuning into a wrestling show that's on right now, I'm sure the wrestling business needs you and needs all our fans right now. And when I hear these cool stories, and actually this guy here, Rocky, that puts on this Asylum, there was a guy, I won't say his name, sent me a picture where they didn't have any food in the refrigerator. And I was just sending Rocky a picture just to show him what I see from day to day. and he raised up some money for him.
Yeah.
This Asylum deal is really, I think, for right now, it's my first time dealing with. These guys are really doing this for the good of things. They're not making a lot of money, and they're putting a lot of effort. I sort of have to put a little effort back, sending this crap out back to them. Just joking, but no, and you guys are making effort too. This is something new for all of us. Have to, I guess, you're waiting in line in a different way online than say if you were standing in a line, go to a live event. So they say that this is going to be around for a while. This is, you and I were talking earlier. This is something that it's a cool thing because you can reach a lot of different people that could make it to an autograph signing. So I'm hoping that it's something that people are getting something out of.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I definitely did. So thank you, Sid.
Okay, Sean. Well, thank you, man, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, David.
All right, our next gentleman is Shannon, and he got the Winged Eagle 8x10 as well. Hey, Shannon, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, David? Hey, Sid, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm not too bad. Hey, I don't really have any questions for you, but I love to hear stories about being on the road or crazy wrestling stories from the old days. So whatever you want to talk about, just go ahead, man.
Oh, you put me on the spot?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so I'll tell you a story.
All right.
About Brian Knobs and Jimmy Snuka.
All right.
It was when we were in WCW, and these are some of the last days of WCW. So we're at WCW. They're bringing Snuka, George Steele, some of the older guys back, and I want to say Jimmy Snuka did a splash off the top that night, even at his age at that point. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Shannon?
I'm not remembering it off the top of my head, no.
Are you shitting me? No, just kidding. So anyway, they brought him in. I can't remember where the town was, but long story short, Brian and Jimmy had stayed up a little night. Like you drinking the beer, they were drinking, and they passed out. And I was leaving the hotel that morning to go to the airport, and I got the maid to open their hotel door, and went in there. Both of them were in bed together, and they were passed out. When I pulled the covers down, they were sleeping like this, like they were holding the covers up. So I turned the heat way up. Now, what it was, I had some reason the office had got me 2 extra rooms. That's how I got the key to that room. I had the key to it. It was actually one of my rooms. So I turned the heat all the way up, shut the door, and left them in there. So they woke up like later that day just sweating their guts out.
That's awesome, man. Good story.
You just gave me this COVID-19 on air, dude. Thanks. Get out of here.
You got the COVID on a virtual meet and greet. It's horrible.
Yeah, from Shannon Leham.
It's Lehman.
If
you're going to accuse me of it, get it right.
That's it. Okay. Shannon, make like a tree and leave.
All right, I'm out of here.
You remember Michael Jackson, that song?
Beat It?
It was called Beat It. There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it.
Beat It.
Well, appreciate it, Sid.
You too, Shannon.
You take care. Be safe.
Next time, come up with your own story, all right?
I will try.
Thank you, jerk.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Thanks, David.
Okay, man. Sure. Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm doing stand-up comedy with these people.
I see that.
Now, does everybody get to see this or just Shannon?
Everyone, we're live all across Facebook right now.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, you are live and in charge right now. We are live in multiple groups, and there's multiple people watching.
Okay, good deal.
All right, so we have, let me see, who is next in the queue? We're gonna bring in, we have Dan Bernhardt coming in next. He had a Galoob Sid that we mailed in, and I believe it was in a plastic protector case. And I'll let him know. I'll let him tell you how he'd like it signed.
Is it a Sid Vicious?
Yeah, it's the Galoob. Yep, I believe that's it. That's correct.
Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Hey,
please let
guys.
Sid know how you'd like it signed, okay?
You can just make it out to Dan and sign it, Sid.
All right.
How are you tonight, Sid?
Good. How about you, Dan?
Good. Just living the dream. Thank you for taking time out of your night for us here.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your just to Dan.
Yep, just to Dan. So I guess big question I have is who's some of your favorite guys that you worked with back in the day?
Well, I just told the one guy. See that?
Can you open it up and sign the card? I'm sorry, I should explain that in the first place. It should pop open in the back.
Okay.
And real quick, I think Dan's was coming off the bubble, so let's make sure that that's the right one, right, Dan?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, open it. Open the plastic and see if it comes off the bubble itself. Is that one coming off the bubble? Let's see. Yeah. Is there another one there as well? There was two, Dan. That's why we're going to make sure we get it right for you.
Oh, you're fine.
No, this one didn't have the protective shield.
Yeah, mine had a protector.
Okay, so that's Dean's. Okay, so we have the right one. We're good.
Yeah,
we're good, Dan.
Good.
Now, did that one come in a box of its own?
I don't know how Nick sent it.
It should have came in a box with all the other stuff. Said that came from Nick.
The one that was in that plastic case, though, that one's
Dean's came in a box by itself.
Okay, that's it. Dean's did. Right. So, hold on a second. David?
Dan.
I know, but
yes,
David.
sir. Yep.
All right, I'm almost sure the one in the bubble was this guy Dean's.
Okay, the one that came in the separate box that wasn't in the protective case is Dean's. Dan's had a protective case on it, and I think it's loose on the card.
You see, this is shit.
Get it. Dan always making things difficult.
All right. At least I'm coming in clear tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been the one in that plastic protector. It must have got jostled or something on the way because I checked it. It wasn't loose off the card, but Nick said that's how he got it. So
yes, sometimes
the
you
shipping.
post office punch those boxes. You know how that goes.
Yep. No worries.
No, the thing is, David, I got it sitting up here, and I've got the one that came in that box by itself had to be Dean's because when I pulled it out, it had this sticky note on it.
Perfect. Okay, so Dean's will be separate. Dan's will be the one in that protective case. But you know when you lift the sit up that's on the card that came in the
what? Let's. I mean, I already put Dan's name on there, but let's. So he don't care about that anyway. When we get to Dean, we'll ask him.
Okay, that'll work.
So all right, so
that way.
We got two of them. So
That's fine.
I'll sign one to Dan. Wow, this is a different. Dan, you want it on the cardboard?
Yes, if you could, Sid.
Okay, buddy.
Yep, just to Dan. And then you can pop it right back in that bubble. It should be good. Awesome. Thanks, Sid.
All right, man.
Yeah, and it's just go right back in that bubble protector and you can close it up.
All right. All right. Got it done.
Awesome. Thanks, Sid.
All right, Dan.
A couple of your favorite guys that you worked with. Just I didn't catch what he asked you before. I just came in.
Well, I always again Sting and of course now I'm going to change it because I already answered it. But now some of the guys that were a lot of fun to work with because it was easy and you didn't have to do a whole lot because they were over real strong and it made for an easy night. And that the number one person on that list would be Hogan. He was over so strong you didn't have to do anything. and didn't have to be a workhorse. So he was a lot of fun to work with also.
Awesome. You had one of the best power bombs in the business, Sid.
Well, thank you, Dan.
Again
Thank you very much.
for taking time out with it. I've let the next guys come in here, but you have a good night, Sid.
You too, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dan. All right, so it looks like we have David Alderman backstage, and I believe David, you mailed in a softball, didn't you?
Actually, it was a baseball.
I can't hear you. Baseball. All right.
Yeah, baseball. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, no baseball.
What's going on, Sid? How are you?
Good. How you doing, David? Where you from?
Southwest Virginia, near Blacksburg.
Near Blacksburg. Okay.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I want to tell you, it used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. I mean, you had the perfect gimmick of you had the perfect heel gimmick, and Sting was my guy back in the day. Man, when you and him used to.
Sorry, David. Before you signed the baseball, didn't you want it signed if he had an ink pen?
Oh yeah. If you had like a ballpoint ink pen, that'd be great. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you, David. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, if you could, like on the sweet spot, maybe put Sid Vicious, and then your last name.
Hold on 1 second. Let me go try to find a pen.
He's gonna go try to see if he's got an ink pen for you, David.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought
because we sent in like paint pens and stuff like that. So,
okay,
you
gotcha.
put one in there.
I thought I did. I think Nick said that he was going to throw one as well. It's all right, though. Ain't no problem. If he can't find one, a paint pen will do.
He probably has one. He's got everything. He's got fist bumps, everything.
All right. Just put my name and your name, David.
No, you don't have to personalize it. Just put your first name, like Sydney, then like in quotation marks, put Sid Vicious, then your last name, kind of center it up there on the sweet spot. And then
would you like me to write a novel on this?
Actually, if you have time, we could probably work something out.
Now, Sydney, what under that?
Quotation marks, Sid Vicious.
Okay.
And then your last name. It's going up on my wall of baseballs I got collected here at the house. I ran around town, couldn't find a white softball to get autographs, so baseball had to do.
Last baseball had an autograph with a guy named Brooks Robinson, Hall of Famer from Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That looks fine, man. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to ask you. How many have you actually been asked to sign? But
man, believe it or not, quite a few. I didn't think that this part-time hobby of mine would grab such an interest to people.
Yeah, that was your softball story. Kind of had a meaning here at the house. Like anytime I'd say, I don't want to go to work or this, that, and the other, Dad'd always be like, just call in and tell him to go and play softball and say, fuck it. So, I mean, it was.
What happened on that, David, I just, the couple times that happened was I was recovering from a surgery and everybody just assumed I was taking off, which I wasn't.
Oh yeah. I've heard you clear that up on an actual podcast. It was just an inside joke we had here at the house. So it was quite funny.
Yeah. Well, all right. Look there. I got it sealed up. Now, was there plastic inside that as well?
Yeah, that was just so it wouldn't move around. If it looks pretty well sturdy, then send it as is.
I'm trying to. Oh, I see. I can do that. This is like a Rubik's Cube or something. David, I'm glad you're having fun laughing about this because I'm not having fun doing it.
Oh shoot!
See, this is the only thing about these virtual autographs.
David.
I can't slap the shit out of David.
Both of us.
Oh my!
Hey, can you autograph on the Rubik's Cube that I cannot put together a Rubik's Cube? Can you put that on there? Personalize that?
No.
All right, David. Thank you so much for coming in, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
I appreciate it. Sid, thanks for everything you did, and you got a lifelong fan here, dude.
Well, David, you and your family have a great weekend. Okay, thanks for tuning in tonight.
All right, thanks, buddy. Have a good night.
You too, man.
All right, so we have, I believe it's Anthony Trujillo next.
All right.
He had two 8x10s. He had the WWF one with the winged eagle, and he had your WCW one. But we'll see if he'll do the Hasbro since it's not showing up too well on the WCW one.
It's just not. I'm gonna.
Hey, Anthony, would you be cool with taking the Hasbro Sid and then the winged eagle Sid because the WCW one, the pin's not showing up too well on?
Sure.
Now hold on a second. I'm gonna put it on here to see what he thinks.
Yeah, that'll be fine too. All right, Anthony, I'll drop out.
See what you think about that. You see that?
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's very.
Is that clear enough?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. How's it going, Anthony?
Good. I just want to say thank you for all the things you did for the business. I mean, growing up watching you was awesome. I mean, you were the real deal, the master of the power bomb.
Well, I appreciate that, man. How old are you, Anthony?
Me, I'm 40.
40, okay.
Yes, sir. I'm old. I just had one question. If you could go back and wrestle somebody you didn't wrestle back in the day, who would you wrestle? Somebody you wanted to work with.
You know, the thing is, people ask me that. I don't really have anybody that, because the business, I guess, Anthony, is a work. It's hard to say, think about it today. There's no one that jumps out and says, wow, man, that guy's going to be, I'm going to be able to sell out, arenas of 70,000 people with that guy. I don't see anybody out there like that other than maybe Brock Lesnar. And I don't know where he's at in the business right now, so again, it's like, I just don't see that when I think it's working with somebody. That's who I'd want to work with, somebody that could draw money. It's not that they're bad wrestlers or anything like that, because everybody pretty much has got their, the talents down pretty good. It's just, I don't see anybody out there that can say consistently draw money night to night in house shows, pay-per-views, TVs, and all that stuff. So there's just no one out there that really jumps out at me.
Okay. That's very fair. And one more question. I mean, of all the matches you had, and to say you didn't like the outcome, which one would you turn around? Besides, the unfortunate accident you had.
I can't think of any one particular match or anything like that. I know I changed some finishes in my life to give the people a better finish, especially in house shows when a finish would be handed to me that was a count out or DQ, working main event or something like that. And especially when I was the heel, I remember like it was yesterday, the first time I changed it on my own was from Amarillo to Lubbock. And Lubbock, I changed the finish with working with Lex Luger, where I just put him over with pretty much I think a small package or something like that. but the people wanted to finish. And when I walked to my car that night, instead of saying I was a jerk, they said, "Hey, Sid, thanks a lot for that." So if I could think hard, that would be a finish like that I would have wanted to change. Something where the people didn't get what they thought they were coming for. You know what I mean?
I get that. I appreciate that. And thank you for doing this. It's an awesome thing, seeing one of my childhood, heroes. Basically, I loved you watching you wrestle. I loved it.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks, Anthony. We appreciate you, man. All right. So our next person is Robert. He had the Ruler of the World 8x10.
Mm-hmm.
I will bring him in. Hey, Robert.
Woo! Big Sid, how we doing, man?
Good, Robert. How are you tonight?
I am good. I'm great. It's funny, the story you were telling about knobs. When you were talking specifically about like the Superfly Snuka Splash toward the end of WCW,
right?
That actually took place in my hometown of Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I think they brought in George the Animal Steel, Snuka, and Tito Santana. That's who it was. Couldn't believe I was in the cheap seats, nosebleeds back in the day as a little Sid fan, but oh, that's great, man. How you doing? How are you doing up there?
Good. How about you, buddy?
It's it's good. Finally back to work. Excited to try to go out as much as I can, but I as soon as I saw you listed on here, I'm like, holy crap, this is somebody I've been waiting to meet for a lifetime.
Are you still in New York?
Yep, still in Buffalo.
Okay, man.
Still got our wings and roast beef over here. That's it, and we got our bills.
There you go, wings, roast beef, and bills. Is everything okay up there now?
It's getting better. I don't know what to believe. I got the news telling me cases are going up, and then I have my work telling me cases are going down. So now I'm going back to work. So I don't know, but perception is reality, I guess.
This is the thing: it is confusing for everyone, and I'm lucky. I have an uncle who has worked in viruses his whole life. He runs an AIDS clinic, so I get to talk to someone who knows viruses firsthand. And really, what it looks like to me, Robert, is that they said when you have a virus that doesn't have a vaccine, this is the protocol. We're going to look for a vaccine. It's going to take 1 year to 3 years. After the vaccine is usually only 50 to 75% effective. Only 50% of people are going to take the vaccine.
Yeah, true.
So then the rest is going to be like you going back to work and hope you get immune to it.
Basically.
Basically, that's what it is. You know what's funny? I was talking to my producer of my podcast, Rob Bellamy, and like one morning I came up with this idea. I said, Rob, you know what it is? This is what's happening, and they're not telling us, right? So, I of course, this is how dumb we are, right? Think we're figuring this out on our own. So I call my uncle and tell him that. He goes, yeah, no shit. I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me like 3 months ago I'd be safer about this? But no, it's we don't know. But I will say this, Robert. I was talking to someone tonight about it. If November comes and we're seeing 3,000 deaths a day, then the doctors and scientists are right on the money.
Yeah.
If this stays like it is and gets better, I'm going to feel a little foolish too, trying to be safe for so long. But I'm going to take the safe side of things. I'm still getting out. I just haven't been to a restaurant other than when I was out in California. I got some to-go food from a sushi place today. Believe it or not, even that, I felt bad about that. I went out to California, had a guy cough in my face at an autograph signing, which made me not want to go to the one the next weekend after that in New York. No kidding, had a man and a woman getting a fight sitting next to me on the airplane. The airplane was bumper to bumper with people. I was scared to death, and I'm not joking about that. And I couldn't get home fast enough to take a shower and get rid of my clothes. And it was just like, oh man, until we know more, I'm not going to feel safe doing something like that.
No, and again, I appreciate it. As soon as the virtual asylum, they booked you, I'm like, oh man, this is huge. Could not wait.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you here. It's kind of a fantasy booking question, and I know you really helped Booker T break in. So if you had to do a tag team match with Booker T, who would be your fantasy opponents? Anybody. Could be anybody.
Me and Booker T against two other people? Wow. Man, that's a good one. The reason that's good, and I'm having a second to think about it, is because I'm trying to think how I would like to utilize someone like Booker, and what would we be, heels or baby faces in that match? Which I would prefer to be a heel, and I know Booker would prefer to be a baby face because he's feminine. I'm just joking.
I won't tell him that.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, man, I don't know. You know what would be interesting on something like that, Robert? If this might be one of those times that you might want to take someone from the past and someone from the future. Like if I took someone like, say, we know the guy can have a good match with anyone because I've seen him do it, and that's Harley Race.
Okay.
So with Harley Race and man, you have to say someone like Ric Flair.
Oh,
you know.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And then we'd be baby faces, and those guys would know what to do.
The dirtiest in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love it. Sid, again, thank you very much, man. God bless. And shout out to the Virtual Asylum. David, both Nicks, Rocky. Again, guys, thank you very much.
Right.
Looking forward to more of your shows here.
Well, thank you, Robert. No, we're going to do another show in the future. We're just trying to throw this in together, see how it goes, and I'm going to bring some items up for sale later on.
Oh, I can't wait for that. They know me. They know I'll be there right in line.
Okay, buddy.
Alrighty,
Thanks, Robert. You know we'll show you the gear when he gets it together.
Well, just give me your number. We'll get in touch with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. All right, our next gentleman is Dan. He got the Hasbro 8x10.
Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, David. Hey, Sid. How you doing?
Good, Dan. How you doing tonight?
Great. Hey, thank you for doing this. You're one of my favorites. I mean, I'm a big man. You're a big man. I mean, who can't beat Sid walk down, choke slam you, and then walk out? You know, one of my favorite.
Appreciate it.
Oh, hi, Colton. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Hey, Colton. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, shit. Yeah. So, Sid, my question for you is your the transition from WCW to WWF. I haven't really heard. Is it a difficult transition or an easy one when it comes to different styles of backstage?
It is totally different, Dan. I've said it before. What it is, it's a total business where it's in our business, it sort of goes back as like the carnival days a little bit, where WCW was more of a family-oriented type business.
Oh yeah.
And so it was, you had to be on your toes there too, Dan, you know, at all times as well. It was just always something. To me, it was silly. And it never affected me, but it affected a lot of people I see come in and go out of there.
Nice. Yes, again, I want to thank you. This is great. You're, like I said, you're one of my.
Where are you from, Dan?
I'm from Aberdeen, Washington.
Aberdeen, Washington State?
Yes.
I was born in Moses Lake.
Really? Yeah. I run a hotel. My owners just bought a hotel in Moses Lake. They bought the old Shiloh Inn, and they're going to convert it into a hotel. You know, I was driving through there one night on the road. I always did the driving for the most part. And I can't remember who I was riding with, but I know it was WWF at the time. And the guys were asleep. And I remember seeing a sign that said Moses Lake. And I went, man, this is where I was born, you know. And I wanted to wake everybody up. I went, nah, I won't wake anyone up. Yeah, it's quiet here. I mean, we're about 5 hours from Moses Lake. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we have Daniel Bryan. He's from Aberdeen. He was in high school. He actually was a freshman when I graduated. Okay. But other than that, it's a small little town. Nothing big happens.
I'm living in a small town here in Marion, Arkansas. Same thing. I like it small, I like it quiet. You know.
Yeah, I like being able to go out and not hear ambulances and police cars all the time. And
Sure.
I'm into the big cities, so coming to the small one was great. So back to the small was great.
I bet, Dan.
Thank you very much for doing this, Sid, and thank you, David Gold, and the Asylum again, knocking one out of the park, and can't wait for many more.
Thank you, Dan, for joining in with us tonight.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks, Sid. Thanks, Sid.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, we have your favorite coming in, Mr. Dean Morgan.
All right, Dean. Hey, Dean, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, Sid? You well?
Good. Doing good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. How was the family? How's the
They're
little
doing
grandson of yours?
He's doing good, doing real good.
Yeah. You get to see him much?
Every once in a while, with this pandemic, Dean, it's sort of, you got to really watch being around kids,
Definitely. I had it myself in March, the COVID.
You did?
I did, yeah. I was ill for 3 weeks with it, yeah. I was
Let me
telling
just- Dean, is this yours?
Yeah.
Or now, did yours come in a did it come like this, or did it come with something?
No, it come on its own with a
Okay.
just a pack.
Okay, gotcha. So it didn't come like this.
No.
Okay, good.
Definitely not.
All right. Yeah. So you had the COVID, huh?
Yeah.
How did that
Terrible
feel?
illness. And like yourself, I've got asthma as well, so it was pretty hard.
It was?
Yeah. I was telling on your podcast, Rob Bellamy.
Right.
I was telling him when he was speaking to you at the time, so I don't know if he told you or not.
No, he did. If he did, he would have told me. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, man, how long ago was that you had that?
I was back in March, middle of March.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not one of those people they call the long haulers that have all the side effects for like a year to come.
No, where I'm living on the Isle of Man, we're not connected to the UK, so we've got no cases here now. So it's pretty safe as we've got the borders shut.
Right.
So there's no one allowed in unless it's necessary, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how long that's going to be for.
Man, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, we're talking middle of next year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So on this magazine, you'll put to Dean?
Yeah. If you got silver, can we do it in silver if you've got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do it in the right-hand corner in silver.
Right.
On the dark spot on it. That's cool. Thanks a lot.
So after what was the process you went through with the COVID?
It was basically I didn't get tested for 12 days, and I started coughing up blood.
Oh my God!
Yeah, just really, really bad headache. Really bad headache for 10 days. High temperature. Can't move out of bed. And yeah, he's getting phone calls.
Same thing here on grey.
Yeah, if it works, or gold if it looks better. Yeah.
Don't have a gold. We got a. I think this will work.
Yeah.
So please go ahead. You did what now?
Yeah, we were getting public health, who's kind of rings you up every day for 2 weeks, and they were on the phone for an hour each day.
Right.
Good, Sid. Yeah, so tracking and tracing, we call it. They're wanting to know who I'm with, who I've worked with, everyone who could be in contact with in that period of time. So they were taking it pretty serious, because
right,
probably only been about 100 cases on the Isle of Man and
wow.
20 deaths. So
wow.
It got to a nursing home where it killed quite a lot of old people.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
20
what it's
people.
doing here. It's killing a lot of people in old
Yeah.
nursing homes.
I want to show you, Sid, a souvenir from Liverpool. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got to take it home with Andy.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, so he's scaring the shit out of everyone in my house at the tonight.
Good deal, Dean.
Just a quick question for you as well, wrestling-wise. We had Georgia Smith, the British Bulldog's daughter, speaking the other night on the Full of a Wrestling page.
Mm-hmm.
She was telling us some funny stories about the British Bulldog. Have you got any memories working with the British Bulldog at all? I know you worked with him at SummerSlam.
Yeah, we worked a little bit. We had some tags against each other where it was me and Vader against, I think, him and Sting.
Yeah.
We had a few matches, not a whole lot, but I remember him in the locker room, Dean.
Yeah.
What a funny guy. Even if it was not to be funny, he came across real funny.
Yeah.
Just a really just a lighthearted guy for the most part. You know, a lot of people talk about his pranks and stuff that he did on people. I never really saw that side of him. He never did one to me. But I know if you were to ever mess with him the wrong way, he could really put a good prank on you. But no, just a super nice guy. Come across to me like a real family guy. A lot of events, you'd see his family, his wife, his children, his sisters, his dad, his father-in-law, be Stu. So that's how I think of him, like that right there.
Yeah. All right, Sid. It's been great speaking to you anyway. Appreciate you signing that stuff for us too.
Sure. Appreciate you too, Dean.
Thanks so much, Dean. We appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers. Bye.
You too, man. Be good, Dean. Say
too.
hi to your kid.
Yeah, I'll have to get him on the podcast one time. It's too late for him now. He's in bed.
Okay.
Cheers, Sid.
We'll get him on one night. Dean, you be good, okay?
Okay, thanks, man.
Thanks,
You
Dean.
too, buddy.
Cheers, guys.
You too. David, I'm guessing with this these autographs I signed for him and this doll, I'll send it all back in that box.
Yep, that'll be perfectly fine.
Okay.
So in that box that you received, there should be one more Galoob that was wrapped in bubble wrap. It didn't come in a case, but it was in that same big box.
Okay, here's one in a case. And it's got, it says, please take out a sign. Is it Dan?
Okay. That one is Dan's. Okay. Give me 1 second, Sid.
Hold on. Here's one. Here's another one that says, please remove case and sign. It doesn't have a guy's name on it.
If that's a Hasbro, that one's Nick's.
This is
that's Nick's.
We got the baseball.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring in a different person, and we're gonna get the Ryan. I'm gonna talk to Ryan. Give me 1 second. All right. So we're gonna bring Sean in, and he had your 8x10 with the big gold.
With what?
This one here. I'll show it to you. That one.
Well, remember, those really aren't coming across well.
Okay. Hey, Sean, do you want to go ahead and get the big gold?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, how's
Sean.
it going, Sid?
Good. How's
it
you,
going?
man?
Good, brother.
Good. Doing all right?
Yeah, bud.
Good.
My question is, what was it like working with the cast for Ready to Rumble?
You know what? That was a lot of fun. It really was. It really was.
My favorite movie. Yeah, you guys were all amazing. Like everybody, Macho Man, everybody just played such amazing part in it. It was just such a classic.
No, it really was. Unfortunately, that's where my son got the acting bug, and he started signing up for all these crazy shows. But
Oh, yeah?
But no, it was a lot of fun. Just
Awesome.
say that you were a part of a, have done some. I had probably more fun with independent film because it's a lot more laid back. But it was fun to do a film like that where say that anything you could order shrimp cocktail all day long, something like that. So it was a lot of fun being in California, working out. My favorite place in the world is Gold's on Venice Beach. So I was out there every morning before having to be on set. Working out there, eating at the Brickyard, and heading back, sitting on set all day. Just
That's
taking
cool.
it easy. It was pretty
Everybody, Sting, Bam Bam Bigelow. There's so many.
Right.
That would have been a lot of fun.
Well, I got to hang out with one of my best buddies, Kurt Henning. He was there quite a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mr. Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome. I appreciate everything you do, and I'll let somebody else jump in.
Okay, Sean. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. I don't see.
All right. No, you're good, Sid. What we're gonna do is the other one you pulled out of the box, that other one that you showed me a second ago. That you haven't signed yet. If you can open the case on that one and just sign that one to Dan, and then I'm gonna fix Ryan's when we get it in, because I can get the Dan part off the card.
Okay. Man, hold on a second.
No problem.
You smell something? Oh, you can't smell anything. No, something's on fire, dude. Hey, you know what? Now this doll here, man, it is out of the box and all.
Yeah, that's fine. He knows. Just make that one to Dan. Yep, and the other one I'll fix for Ryan when we get it in the mail.
I'm telling you, I wish we had a really good black marker, David.
Rocky was telling me if you got to prime them for a few minutes at first too, like shake them real good. I don't know. I'm sure you did, but sometimes they got to be primed for a while.
Right. Well, even I've got one prime, David, but it's just not. It's just such a thin. It came across on some of them,
All right. Well, we have Ryan. I'll give him the same option. Hey, Ryan. On the 8x10, because of the background on that, it's not coming out amazing. Do you want to get the big gold instead? Is that okay with you, or do you want to go ahead and get that signed anyways?
I think I ordered the winged eagle, right?
This one? Okay, cool. Even better.
Yeah.
That'll work. All right. So I'll let you have your time with Sid, and then I'll fix up your galoob when I get it in.
Okay. Hey, Sid, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing, Ryan?
Pretty good. Coming to you from, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina right now, but I'm originally from Valdosta, Georgia. But I've got a question. Yeah, it's big city, man. Big city.
I like Valdosta.
Did you ever do any house shows or anything down there?
A long time ago we did.
Okay. I've got a question. You came for the little one-off with Heath Slater and the Raw thing, and I'm curious as to as far as like backstage and all that is concerned, when you left and went to WCW, but you came back and did your one-off with Slater, was backstage different from when you were there in the 90s to when was that, 2014, 15?
Yeah, it was, Ryan, and everybody knows the difference, but this what it was is where guys used to be able to sit back here and sort of bounce things around a little bit, where even Heath Slater, and I know this because I participated in it, every word that he was even allowed to say was scripted, and he pointed something to me out in the interview. It was just a simple variation And I thought the same thing. It would have made for a better interview. And if it had been me at that time, I would have changed it and done what I wanted to do. And he didn't have enough confidence, or thought he would get into trouble, and didn't do it. And that's probably why a lot of people, Ryan, aren't getting over there, because they're afraid to do stuff like that.
Understandable. Well, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of seeing you just come out after so long. That was got a huge pop, man. I was a big Sid fan. Actually, the Sid Galoob is the first. That was actually the first action figure I ever got.
Cool.
was a Sid Galoob, and it came from my grandparents, and they just my grandmother just passed away a couple of years ago. But
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
well, yeah, man. She funny story. I used to rent WrestleMania a lot from movie gallery, and so for some reason I always rented WrestleMania 8, and we were listening to WrestleMania 8, and then your promo with me came up there. And it's to the point where he said, "I don't give a damn," or something to that effect. My grandmother heard it, and she said, "My God, he's violent." And
Yeah.
I said, "Nah, he's vicious."
Right.
All right. Well, all right, Sid. I don't want to take up too much of your time, man. I certainly appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you too coming on, Ryan. You have a good weekend, okay?
Hey, you too as well, man.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. I'll send you photos of the Galoob when I get it, okay? All right. Well, Sid, we're going to do some of the gentlemen that could not make it with us tonight, and ladies, and we're going to go ahead and sign their stuff.
Okay.
We can start with the 8x10s, or we can go ahead and do some of the items that were mailed in. It's up to you, whatever you feel is easiest.
Well, let's go ahead and get these items done first.
All right. So we had a Classic Jacks, Sid, that was mailed to you.
Classic Jacks. Classic. You talking about classic superstars?
Yeah. Was there 2 in that box?
I believe, Dave, this one is, it's wrapped up in, this one's wrapped in this pop stuff.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do each one of those. We're going to do the specialized one first, and then we'll do the other one second. And since you don't have a gold, we'll do silver. Nick loves tape.
That's right. I never was good at opening presents without just totally tearing everything up. All right, so one is to who?
All right, so the one you just unwrapped, you're going to write to Jurgen, and I'll spell that for you.
Okay.
It's Jurgen.
Hold on a second. Jurgen.
Jurgen. Gen.
Gen. En.
And then he'd like you to add on there, master and ruler of the world. And then, of course, just write Sid. And thank you, Jurgen. Sorry you couldn't make it with us.
All right.
And if you can hold it up for us. These guys love to come back and beautiful. There you go, Jurgen. The next one, that's the same one. You can just sign it your name. Be
Okay.
fine. He doesn't want it personalized. Awesome. All right, and then we can go ahead and do that belt. And then we'll bring one last person in after the belt.
Anywhere. Oh, I see.
Yeah, you're probably. Does he have notes in there for you?
No.
Probably going to want to do it. Where would you sign a belt, Jeff? You're more of a belt guy. Would you do it on the back or would you do it on the
Hey,
clip?
here's in the bottom here, David. There's an 8x10 that says Psycho Sid virtual signing order to.
Yeah, that's a sauce. We'll do that shortly. Yep, he mailed that one in. That was his own personal print.
Okay. I just saw that at the bottom. I was looking for this other stuff that might be.
Okay. Not on the back though.
It's a preference thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people do, but.
So I'll just put it. You want it on the black, right?
Yeah. If you want to sign it on the clasp on the side past the side plates.
Yeah.
That'll be beautiful. And then if you want to do Sid on one side and then a quote on the other, that'd be great. Or whatever fits.
The only place really to write anymore is the very back in between the buttons.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep. That way, when he displays that bad boy, he can put it out and it'll show it. Thank you, Mike. Sorry you couldn't make it with us, brother. Oh, that's beautiful. You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sid.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to bring Alex in real quick, and he got the Winged Eagle 8x10, that one.
Okay.
And he's probably one of the biggest Sid fans I've ever met.
Cool.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Sid.
Hey, Alex. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much, man. It is currently 9:30 in the morning here on a Sunday here in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much got out of bed.
Sorry about that, buddy.
No, you're worth it, man. You're the master.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you got up and made it on time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and thanks to David for giving me my wake-up call.
Hold on a second. Is that your hair?
It's a bit crazy at the moment.
Well, whose hair is crazier right now, mine or yours?
Oh, man, nothing can beat your hair, man.
I don't know. All right, what do you mean? Mine's that bad?
No. When
Alex, that's big talk on the other side of the country, on the other side of the world.
When I was a kid, I got a perm at the age of like 9 or something, so I could try to have hair like Sid's. That's a true story. It didn't work. It didn't work very well at all.
Yeah, I think it's working just fine.
So recently I've been watching, I watched you and Vader. Oh, that's awesome, Sid. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I recently watched you and Vader just squashing some people on Saturday night on the network.
The old WCW days?
Yeah, man. Oh, the Masters of the Powerbomb, man. So good.
I'm going to tell you something. I've told this story a bunch of times. Now, you got to imagine at that particular time in the business at WCW, it was tough on those guys that had to come and work with us.
Yeah.
You had Vader, myself. Now, we might have been some of the lighter working people in there. You had the Steiners, you had Dr. Death, you had Danny Spivey. It just Stan Hansen. It goes on and on and on. So it was a non-ending battle of that group, and much more to try to see who could be the most physical. And if you put me and Leon in the same ring together, it made a bad night for most anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
It really did.
Yeah. Oh man. And the weird movie thing with you and Vader on the beach with Sting and Davey Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the little touch of you just walking on the beach in your wrestling gear, but you got your either flip flops or no shoes on, and you're just walking down the beach.
Yeah.
Such a good touch.
Well, that was the first time that the business is sort of WCW anyway. It touched on where heels could be cheered. If you notice, we had our own little cheering section, me and Vader. They did that little vignette, and that really started. That really didn't start, but it gave me another shot in the arm to say, okay, Sid Vicious could be cool too.
Yeah, definitely. Did you find that that maybe the crowd almost everywhere you went like really wanted you to be a babyface no matter what you did? Because you always got such a positive reaction from almost every crowd you went to.
I don't know if it was really people wanting me to be a babyface. I think they were just saying, hey, man, we appreciate what you just did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because recently I also watched Great American Bash 91, and it was the one where Sting beat Flair. And you were a part of the Horsemen at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a 6-man match with like you, Arn, and either Oli or something like that versus El Gigante, Junkyard Dog, and someone else. And the crowd was just begging for Arn to tag you in. And the crowd was going nuts for you to come in for the hot tag, even though you're on the heel side.
Right.
And they tag you in, and you did the best thing a heel could do. You just put on a headlock, sat there, and then tagged back out. I thought that was perfect, man. They wanted you in, and you just got out of there.
Right.
Yeah. And then your 96 WWF run where, like, that Madison Square Garden match, man, that was just amazing, the reaction you got. And to this day at my job, I still walk around giving fist pumps like that to people when they do a good job.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, Alex.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just mind-blowing to meet you, man. So, yeah, you've had a massive impact on my life anyway, man. So, thanks.
Well, thank you too, buddy. And it's fans like you out there that still make this a lot of fun for myself. And I really do thank you for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Thanks, Alex, man. And that brought him back from the grave. Alex has been super busy, and he came back just for Sid.
Okay, thanks, Alex. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Alex.
I can pay respects to my master, man.
Oh, appreciate it, Alex.
All right, have a good one, Alex. Thanks.
See you, man.
All right, let's get back to signing the stuff of the gentleman who couldn't make it. We only have a few left. You had that mailed in one you were telling me about, the 8x10 that the gentleman mailed in with the directions on it. That was at the bottom of the box.
Yeah, I was trying to think what I did with that. Asa, right?
Yep, and I think he puts a little bit of directions in there.
It says silver to the right side, master ruler of the world, Psycho Sid.
That's it. Perfect.
You know, this guy he's a trooper. He helped me out. Oh, I don't know, David. It's been about a year or so ago. I had this deal. If you send in some children's vitamins to this orphanage I was trying to help out from church.
Mm-hmm.
It's a handicapped orphanage in Haiti. if you sent some vitamins to the church or some Vienna sausages, I'd see you something autographed. Well, he sent the doll to me, and I signed it and sent it to him. Took my wife like 6 months to get it to him. We got lost in the mail. Time I had just 2 of myself I had saved over the years. Do you want to send you one of those? And it happened just as the pandemic started. So they sent it back for some stupid reason. And I finally got the other one just sent out to him the other day. So I'm guessing he doesn't want his name on here.
No personalization.
Right.
I just remember being a kid and watching you put people on stretchers. Oh no, he's putting Hogan on a stretcher again. All right.
Okay, got it.
Awesome. He's gonna love that.
Yeah, he's a heck of a good guy, man. He's really stood in there. I hope he got his doll finally. I actually took it to the post office myself and made the lady fill it out. That way, if anything happened, I could blame her for that. All right, David, I'll put this in the bottom of the box where I found it.
That'll work. Beautiful.
And it was I'm gonna lay it like it was too flat. That way it won't have a chance to get bent up or anything. Because that's how it was, you know.
Yep, he's gonna love that.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to pack all that in there neatly.
All right. Our next gentleman who couldn't be with us, he got 2 Wing Eagle 8x10s. This one here.
Well, you know, there's one. I'm not cutting you off there, but there's one doll we haven't signed.
Yeah, that'll be Nick's. We'll go ahead and do that last.
Okay.
He's a fellow admin of the page, so we'll do his last.
Okay, good deal.
So we have this one. We have 2 of these. You're going to make them both the same way. I'm going to tell you how to spell his name.
Okay.
It's going to be to Josiah. It's going to be. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, you got a little echo going in the background. Okay.
It's JOS.
J-O. Okay.
S.
JOSS.
No, just one S. Sorry. JOS.
Okay.
IAH.
IAH.
And then you'll sign the other one exactly the same. Thank you, Josiah. Sorry you couldn't be with us.
I'm using this pink. It actually comes out a little bit better on this. Okay, got those.
All right. The next one is going to be another 8x10 winged eagle. The same one you just signed. This one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see how he wants it. He said if you can just put Psycho Sid Vicious and then 6-time world champ.
Actually, it's 5-time, but
Oh wow! So he's wrong. So put the correct number. He put 6. Oh, he's
well, I'll go
wrong.
ahead. I won't deny that. Actually, it was actually only 4, but one time was against Sting, and it only lasted for like 15 seconds. It was at Halloween Havoc. I count that one because it was my first one.
Yeah, it should be counted.
Shut up, David. I don't need your approval to how many times I was fucking champ. Oh, I take that back. You know what it was? I forget about that. There was another time I was champ where I had to put Chris Benoit over. After they came through the curtains, they fired him and put the belt back on me and said that, and actually I won it from Kevin Nash. I forgot about that.
Well, so he's right. It's 6 then.
Mm-hmm.
He knows you better than you know yourself.
Somebody got it down, man. It's Sid Jr.
All right, our next gentleman got 2 of the Ruler of the World 8x10s, but as you said, it's not showing up very well. So we're going to change him.
That is showing up.
Okay, so we're going to do that one. 2 of those. And then I'll tell you how he wants one of them.
All right, tell me.
The first one you're going to do to Jason, and you're just going to write Master and Ruler of the World. And then, of course, your name.
I feel like the Iron Sheik signing these things is like a whole page.
The next one, no personalization, and you'll just do Master and Ruler of the World. Thank you, Stephen. We're sorry you couldn't be with us. Awesome. All right, we're going to do another one of those. And we're going to make that to Chase, Chase. And by the way, Nick, someone has said they wanted to see Sid put me on a stretcher. I would be honored.
Oh.
I'll take a power bomb. All right, we're going to do another one of those. And we're going to make it to Jen.
Jen?
Yep, that's correct. Awesome. All right, and then we're going to do another one. It's a really popular one. And that's going to be to Dan.
Okay.
All right, another one of those. And it's going to be to Matt. It's a real popular 8x10.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have one more. It's going to be the same one, and I'll tell you how to spell it. We're going to make it to Billy.
All right.
It's Billie. Sorry you couldn't be with us, Billy. All right, and that we are all caught up. You can do the Hasbro that you pulled out, the figure.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can pull it out of that plastic case and then just sign it, no personalization is fine.
Okay.
Here you go, Nick Francis. Thanks for wishing me to be put on a stretcher. There you go. Beautiful. And if you could do me a favor, Sid, if you can wish Archie Mitchell a happy birthday, I'm sure he'll be giddy as a schoolgirl.
Archie Miller?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Archie Mitchell, happy birthday, young man.
He's turning 21 now.
Turning 15.
Yeah.
Learning.
All right, well.
Just had his first masturbate session.
All right.
That's what happens when you turn 15.
Yeah. Or 12.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're all caught up. Sid will be back with us again here in the future. We're going to have some ring worn and some personal stuff that Sid decides to let us move, of course, and he doesn't do that often. Do you have any final words for your fans, Sid?
No, I'd like to thank everyone that joined in tonight. This was a first for me. I think we'll experiment with these things like this. We also give you guys a big thank you too, as well as the fans for putting this on. But this was new. It was interesting, and I look forward to doing it in the future.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming along with us, Sid, and using us as your first place. And we can't wait to have you back again. And everybody, please join us next time that we have Sid, and we'll see you guys next weekend.
Okay, man. Thank you.